Welcome back to Sheboygan Talks, where we talk about anything and everything. Today, for episode 2 of the podcast, we will be talking about college basketball. Today, I am joined again by my two co-hosts, Henry Barnes and Joshua Porter. Let's start with why Sheboygan loves college basketball so much. So, you guys go ahead and take over. And JP, I know this is your expertise.
Yeah,
so
I guess I'll
go
go
right
ahead
into
and
this
start.
and tell
I
us why you love
absolutely
basketball.
adore college basketball. I've been watching college basketball since basically as long as I can remember. I got it on today. Had to support. I've been watching Kentucky since a wee little kid. My dad watched Kentucky. He watched it with his dad. Now I watch it with my mom. I have to text her all the time. You know what's going on. Keep her updated. So it's just. I've been watching. I played basketball back in my days. I'm absolutely horrible, but that's that's the point. My sister played basketball through high school, so whether it was middle school game or some random high school game, or just watching every single ranked game, every day of the week, I just love it. So yeah, it's just a part of me now. It's just I love it so much.
It's real, man.
Oh man, college basketball. Where do we even start here? I mean, this is kind of what brought us this group together. I feel like
Yeah.
Cavs and college basketball has really brought in this group together. But yeah, I mean, we can go right into the segment here. So, like the college football segment that we did, the AP poll comes out with the top 25 every Monday afternoon around 1 to 2 p.m. This top 25 is based off the games that were played the week before, and big losses and big wins go into it. Also, losses to a ranked team weigh differently than a loss to a non-ranked team. So behind me is the top 25 from December 1st. I know it is December 4th, but this top 25 does not change until next Monday. So we're going to get right into this. A couple of things that kind of stand out to me at first is we have 3 lost St. John's in here at 23. And, yeah, I know their 3 losses are in the top 25. But there's some teams out in the cusp here that I feel like could probably get in and be ranked. As much as I think Clemson just lost to Alabama last night, but I think they looked a lot grittier than the St. John's has in these first 3 games. But other than that, we can get right into this, talk about what teams do we think are too high, too low, what teams do we think are contenders and pretenders. But we can go right into this. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I just want to start with it's a lot different than college football where you're talking about the rankings. Like you can have a team that loses. You're playing twice in a week, so you can lose. I'm going to bring up Kentucky so many times today, but they're just going to be my go-to. Like, Kentucky just played Tuesday, and lost to North Carolina, and they have to play tomorrow again against Gonzaga. So we're going against 2 ranked teams, like, in 1 week. You can start the week undefeated and end with, 2 more losses. So, these rankings only come out once a week. It really keeps everything interesting, and you kind of can't really stay true to them that much because, everything changes so quickly. But, that's just what I wanted to say. Start. Yeah, someone else can take over and get it going.
Go ahead, Hedman. What do you think?
I don't really have too many thoughts. When you look at the rankings behind us, there's not really an unrecognizable team on there.
Yeah.
Vandy doing good in the big 3 sports right now, but they are yet to lose this season. And then also a lot of the teams at the top, kind of regulars that we've seen up there, probably won't change too much throughout the season. Big Ten play. Going to be absolutely massive.
It's going to be freaking cinema, man. It's going to be cinema. It's going to be what we call cinema.
Interstate battle of the Michigan teams here, too, this year is going to be fun to watch. Tom Izzo and his kids, basically. Yeah, not too much to say on standings. Just kind of wait till the rankings come out next Monday because things will definitely shake up a little bit, especially after the Players era. Those were some big games in that tournament there, too.
Yeah, yeah, we're going to get definitely into that, into the beginning of the season tournaments that are huge every single year. But some of the teams that I think can be some pretenders up here, I'm not very high on this. Again, like I said, the St. John's team, and JP is not going to like this, but I don't know if Kentucky is really there yet. They've had 3 tough losses. They looked not very good against Michigan State, so I think they might be a pretender here to start the season. And I don't want to start a fight here in this studio.
We'll keep it civil. We'll keep it civil.
And obviously my Buckeyes, they're not looking the best after that loss to Pittsburgh, but a couple of those I could see as pretenders. I don't really think Auburn's that good either. I think it's Tahad Pettiford and everybody else over there.
Yeah.
Stephen Pearl, it's his first year over there. And I just don't see that team being that good down the stretch, having to play all these SEC teams in SEC play. So, we can get right into these beginning of the season tournaments. I mean, the Players Festival, that was cinema. I mean, it was straight cinema over there. And teams like Kansas, who don't even have Darren Peterson, their best player, they're freshman, sorry, not rookie. This is college. But they looked good, man. They went 2-1 in the Players and got third. And teams like Michigan blowing out Gonzaga and Auburn in back-to-back nights. I think Michigan might be, as an Ohio State fan, they might be the best team in the country right now, or Arizona or Purdue. But really, all these teams up front here, this top five, they really have showed me that they are far and away the top 5 teams in the country. Louisville just lost to Arkansas on the road last night, but that was a really good game, and Arkansas could not miss. I mean, that game was really good. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's so hard to predict. It's just like college football. It's so hard to predict how these teams are going to do once we get into conference play. And even teams like lower in the top 25 with USC, they're a very old team. They have freaking 35-year-old Chad Baker Mazzara there. But anyway, I mean, just whatever you guys think. I mean, do we see some contenders, some pretenders? What are we thinking here for the top 25?
Really, the top 10, 12 teams that you have up there, I could see any one of them winning a ship this year. Alabama, Louisville, Arkansas, some really fast-paced, high-scoring teams.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely exciting games to watch no matter who you're watching. I'd say my big pretender this year, honestly, is going to have to go to the Florida Gators. I mean, they brought back.
I forgot about
them.
Brought back their big guys. They have Condon and forget what the other dude.
It's Hall.
Yeah, they have them. But then they brought in the point guard from Princeton, I believe, Xavier Lee, and he's just been a smoking hot pile of shit the whole season, man. He has been
real.
terrible. He had like 20 points against a bad team, and I think he's averaging like 5.5 points a game on 25% shooting against any real team that they've played.
Yeah,
so
it's been bad. It's been really bad.
It hasn't looked good for Florida, and I'm sure that they paid him a lot of money, and he has not showed up for him. And I just don't think that core of those 2 big white guys I don't think that they're going to lead that team anywhere, especially in the tight playing conditions, the teams that they have to play. They're not going to come out on top. That's just my prediction.
I agree. They looked good in the second half against Duke the other night, and they almost did end up pulling that out. But I don't see this type of play being able to go down into March and into the SEC play because, as we like to say, the SEC is a gauntlet.
It's a gauntlet.
So Florida, I think they're pretenders, man. Boogie Flan not looking as good as I thought he was going to be at Florida, and that team has really just dropped off.
That court hasn't lived up to expectations there
so far, at least so far here.
Long season ahead. They might hit conference play and start going crazy. But
I think it's going to be. They play UConn next, so that's going to be a good test for them.
That is.
I mean, they did. Is
it at UConn or is that at Florida?
No, I think it's at UConn.
At UConn.
Don't quote me on that. Do not quote me on that.
Another road game? I mean, they just had to go into Cameron Indoor.
Yeah, I mean, no, they played Duke. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm thinking about North Carolina. I'm tripping. No, yeah, I mean, they kind of held on with Duke, but, I mean, they can't, like you said earlier in the week, you can't lose every good game you have. Like, even if they lost to Duke by 1, but, at the end of the day, you can't lose every good game. So
right.
I think that's going to be a good test for them. When we're talking about pretenders, I mean, yeah, you said St. John's. Like, I have a little faith in Rick Pitino I mean, it's early, but starting out 4-3, yeah, I mean, some of these SEC teams are going to be like they're all just going to lose to each other, so it's going to be hard to tell.
Gauntlet. Gauntlet
yeah,
there.
so I mean, I think just looking down the list, like Indiana just lost, so they probably won't leave more. What you said about Kansas, I'm high on Kansas. Like, even though they're starting off not very good, but when they get Taryn Peterson back, I'm hoping they make a good run and get a little bit better. Some of these
they just won on Tuesday, right? Or did they lose? They lost to UConn.
They
lost to UConn, but it was a good game. That was a good game, and that was without Darren Peterson. They've lost a couple games here without Darren Peterson, so I really like to see how Bill Self can coach that team. They're a little bit of an older team besides Darren Peterson, but the other big thing that I feel like we haven't said yet, a big pretender here, is Texas Tech.
Yeah,
they have not looked good to me to start this season. They got killed by the only team they've played so far, or killed by both the teams they've played so far, which is Illinois and Purdue. Purdue beat them, I think, pretty soundly by like 20.
86 to 56.
Yeah,
It's about
about a
30.
30-point blowout there. And
And then
Purdue,
they lost to
Purdue-
Illinois at 81 to. Well, okay, they lost a little bit closer to Illinois.
Yeah, they only lost by
Yeah.
4 to Illinois.
Yeah.
And that
but
was- I
that game
mean-
was out of reach the whole time for 'em.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just JT Toppin and everybody else down there. I don't think he has much help from how I've been watching that game or watching their game. And really, I don't see them doing very good. I know the Big 12 is they're pretty good this year, so it's gonna be
Mhm.
hard. They're gonna have to play Arizona. They're gonna have to play Kansas.
Yeah.
They're gonna play teams like BYU, and we haven't even talked about AJ DeBonza yet. And
Yeah, that's
the Cougars over there. So I mean, that team, I can't really tell for them, but I think Texas Tech is probably going to be a pretender here down the stretch and probably get kicked out round of 32, maybe Sweet 16, depending on what their draw ends up being. But
Yeah.
that's just my opinion. But
I think it's more of, at least from what I think, it's less like pretenders and more of just kind of obscurity. Like some of these middle ranked teams, like what you just said about them, and like looking at Vanderbilt too, like I noticed them, like some of these teams really haven't, like whether they're undefeated or have like 1 or 2 losses, they really haven't played anyone good. So it's not like they're gonna be necessarily pretenders, but yeah, like once they get down the stretch and you're getting into these Sweet 16, Elite 8, even like round of 32 games when you're going up against these powerhouses, it's gonna be hard. Like they have 10 losses on their season. They looked good, but then you look at their schedule and down the stretch, it's not really gonna mean anything because we have these powerhouse schools up at the front. They're just dominating.
right. And I feel like the opposite of what we talked about in college football is I feel
Yeah.
like NIL has taken over basketball and made the better teams better and made kind of maybe the middle teams not as good. Now, I know Syracuse just beat Tennessee on Tuesday night. I think that was at Syracuse.
It was at Syracuse, yeah.
So it's a tough loss for Tennessee, but it's like just JP said. You can't, as a ranked team here, coming down the stretch here in the next couple of years, I feel like you can't lose games like that as a ranked team.
Mhm.
You have to be able to beat the teams that you need to beat, or you're going to end up falling way back because you're going to have teams like Kansas or maybe even like BYU or maybe even a team like Kentucky who are going to have 10 to 12 losses, but 11 of their 12 losses are going to be to top 15 to top 20 teams. So then they're going to get a better seed than looking at a Tennessee team that might have 8 or 9 losses, but they have 3 or 4 losses to bad ACC teams or not as good ACC or Big 12 teams, whatever. So in this present college basketball, you have to be able to beat the teams you should beat and not lose to the teams you shouldn't be losing to. And as an Ohio State fan, I kind of see that first person here watching Ohio State when they lose to teams like 4-3 Pittsburgh. So it's tough. But we can move on to the contenders. My biggest contender here, and I hate to say it as an Ohio State fan, I think it's Michigan. I think Michigan's the best team in the country right now. Watching them play, I mean, that team seems unbeatable. They look really, really good. They brought in 2 transfers in Elliot Cadeau and Axel. I forget his last name, but some crazy. But he's been playing really well, and that team looks old. They're coached by Dusty May, a very good coach that took FAU to the Final Four just 2 years ago. So they're going to be scary down the stretch. And another team staying in that same state, Michigan State, man. They also look
Tom
amazing.
Izzo, man. Tom Izzo never fails to disappoint me.
They're also the most battle-tested team so far too.
Exactly.
And Saturday here they have to go play Duke.
Yeah.
And they've
Is
already
that at
beat
home, right? Though, right?
Yeah, I think
so
it's at home.
They get
for
that
Michigan
in
State.
East Lansing.
But they've already beat Arkansas. They've already beat Kentucky. Already beat North Carolina, and they just completely shut down a pretty good Iowa team that was undefeated going into the game. And I mean, I don't see any cause for concern with that team too. They
Absolutely not.
Jeremy Fears, who's battling Braden Smith for the assist record here in the Big Ten. But I mean, once Michigan State gets into conference play too, they start their conference play against USC and then Indiana within a week, and those are both also ranked squads. So it's going to be huge. And holding my tongue for January 30th next year, Michigan State. I mean, that's going to be
that
huge.
is going
We'll
to
be tuning into that game at 8
smash mouth
p.m.
physical basketball there. You're not going to want to miss that.
Yeah.
You're not going to want
That
to
is
miss
also Michigan and Michigan State's last game of the season. They play each other March 8th. So
I mean,
potential for
implications
just
there.
huge implications.
Huge implications there. I mean, I can't even begin to talk about the Big Ten. I feel like they're very top heavy, just like football. But I mean, there are so many good teams. Illinois is still kind of just hiding in there with Stojakovic and whatever their big man's name is. I forget his name. And they also have a good guard too over there. I mean, that team is good. Michigan is good. Michigan State is good. Purdue.
Yeah.
I thought they were
They're number one
pretenders,
for a reason.
but I mean,
still.
Fletcher Lawyer has looked
Yeah.
not like Fletcher Lawyer this year. He's looked like freaking Steph Curry. I don't know. He's been shooting insane numbers. Braden Smith just doing Braden Smith things. So I don't know. The Big Ten's gonna be a gauntlet.
I think Iowa's the team you're gonna want to pay attention to. Like obviously, I mean I don't think they're gonna go and win the Big Ten, but I think that we could see them sneaking in a spot in the tournament. I mean, yeah, like I said, they're not gonna beat these big teams at the front, but the rest of the Big Ten is kind of shitty. So
yeah, I mean it gets
so they can run the middle of middle of it.
It
Yeah.
drops off pretty quick, and biasly, I think Ohio State can be a top 7 or 8 seed in the Big Ten, but
Yeah.
they have to play good.
Yeah, they seem to win big
so-
games and then lose all the other ones.
Right,
So,
exactly. We have
we
to
need
beat
'em
the
to play.
teams we need to beat, and they play Northwestern here starting on Saturday, and we'll see how they play there. And Northwestern, I feel like, is not that very good of a team,
Yeah.
so we'll
Yeah.
see. But I feel like, I mean, those are my big contenders. I think Arizona's a really big contender too, with Koa Pete down there.
Yeah, I'm high on
Um,
Arizona, man. Like, I mean, what you said about everything you said so far has been true, but I mean, yeah, I really like what I've seen from Arizona. Like, they've had like all of their wins have been close though. So I mean, it's like they're getting
Yeah.
these wins, but down the stretch, it's gonna be hard to tell. Like, I think I really like what I'm seeing out of them and Go Pete, but yeah, I mean, it's gonna be hard to tell, really.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think we haven't even hit on this Houston team. I feel like they've kind of
Yeah.
just been chilling in the background. I think
Under
they
the
have
radar.
1, maybe 2 losses, but I mean, just
so
one.
They
loss
lost to
in there.
Tennessee
They lost
by
to
3.
Tennessee
Yeah,
by 3.
Just a little one loss to Tennessee, and I just Houston's always that gritty defensive team that'll just
Yeah.
sit.
Yeah,
And they're
that's
an
true.
older team. They went to the national title last year. Like, that is a team you cannot write off here, and that's why the Big 12 and the SEC. I mean, those games you're just not gonna want to miss when it comes into conference play. When Houston has to play BYU and Kansas has to play Arizona and teams like that. Like, it's so hard to predict who we think is gonna even win these games, because like we don't know. Like, all these teams look so good, and that's what's so much fun about college basketball is you just never know from week to week who's going to win and who's going to play bad, and that's fun. And we haven't even hit on a UConn team here in the Big East. We kind of talked about them a little bit, but they are old, man. Solo
Yeah.
Ball, Alex Caravan, like that team is good, and they have that, I think his name is Bryson Mullins off the bench. I mean, that kid came off the bench, scored 24 against Kansas to get the win. I mean, these teams, we can just talk forever about how good these teams are.
I mean, UConn has pretty good wins too. They beat BYU.
Yeah.
Beat Illinois pretty handily, and then again you mentioned beat Kansas, and they only lost to Arizona by 4. So I feel like they've earned their spot in the 5-hole here in the rankings.
Yes, they have, for sure. I mean, if there's anything else we want to hit on about contenders or about the beginning of the season tournaments, just go ahead. We can get into whatever.
Big thing that I was looking at was our freshman class this year. In
Oh
college
my God,
I mean,
completely forgot about
it's
that.
the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe
it's amazing.
one of the best.
Yeah,
or
it's-
it will
it's
be
probably the
the
best
of
I've
all
ever
time.
seen, for sure.
Yeah, that one's pretty huge. I know JP wrote down a few
Yeah.
names here, but
Yeah, I mean,
Pete, you got the Boozer twins,
yeah.
freaking AJ DeBanza.
I like
Yeah, Kai and Anthony.
I like
Anthony.
Michael Brown too. You
Yeah,
know,
Stoyakis.
even
Michael
that's
Brown.
it's a little
Who?
Michael Brown.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Louisville.
Sore
He's
subject,
really
but
good.
no, I like watching him
He's
play.
really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then what we said, like we already brought up Darren Peterson, but like when he gets back and healthy, I think he can be good too.
Oh yeah, and Darren Peterson. dude.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Darren Peterson's good.
And then I don't know if you said Caleb, if either of you said Caleb Wilson.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. North Carolina.
Yeah.
We didn't even
Carolina.
talk about North
Yeah,
Carolina.
yeah.
They're
I mean, there's
kinda
just too
riding
many
under
good teams to talk about.
They're riding under the radar
Yeah.
here.
They
I
still
mean,
only have
No,
one
yeah,
Will Wilson
loss.
is good.
Yeah,
He
he's
is-
good. He's good.
And their only loss is to Michigan State, but they beat Kentucky, beat Kansas. The problem is that they just don't play anyone good for a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Their schedule ends up
Well,
being
Unfortunately, the
heavy
ACC
later
is
in the
pretty
season.
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean
It's
they
pretty
play
bad.
Duke and Louisville, and then Duke again.
I mean,
and
Duke, North Carolina is always going to be cinema there.
yeah,
And this year,
some
with
big
both
games.
teams being good, that is finally
Yeah.
going to be a good game. Like last year, like
Yeah, I remember
North
last year
Carolina
it
was
yeah,
trash.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
had,
very good.
I mean, old RJ. They had Unk RJ Davis, and that was about it. They were pretty bad last year. This year, I mean,
Come on,
Boozer
man.
versus Wilson. That's must see
It's gonna feed
basketball.
families. Is what it's
That
gonna
is
do.
must see basketball right there.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I mean, the ACC is trash other than that, so I don't see maybe Syracuse going in there getting a win at home against Duke or North Carolina. But other than that, like, there's not a lot of teams I can really write home about in the ACC.
Yeah, it's just
I
the
mean, yeah,
top
I haven't.
three, man.
Yeah,
It's really just
Got
going to
Louisville,
be.
there's
Duke,
always
and
going to be that
Yeah,
one or
so.
two like random ACC games where like there's some
Yeah,
crazy
like Virginia
upset,
Tech
but
comes
like
in and thumps Duke
I mean, other than
randomly
that,
or
it's
something.
whatever.
I mean, it
yeah.
always is in college basketball. There's
Yeah.
always some random
Yeah.
upset
Have
that
a bad
happens.
shooting night and things
Yeah.
just don't go
Yeah.
your way.
For sure, for
And
sure.
that happened for Louisville yesterday too. They went out there
Yeah.
and they were like 3 of 20 from three in
Oh,
the first
yeah.
half, and I mean they got it close towards the end, but too little, too late, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean that game, Arkansas just looked amazing in that game,
Yeah.
and I was really not very high on Arkansas until last night because I forget how different they play from other teams. They play so fast, they shoot so
Mhm.
many shots,
Mhm.
so they can be in any game. I mean, you cannot count Arkansas out of a game by the way that they play, shooting that many shots and playing that fast, and they just kind of jumped on Louisville and never looked back really in that game. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's just going to be so much fun down the
Yeah.
stretch here with all of
Yeah.
these teams.
I mean, we'll be tuned in. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
we will. I mean, we got some big matchups. I know we just talked about Duke, Michigan State. I know Purdue and I think Iowa State also play at noon on
Yeah,
Saturday.
yeah.
yeah,
And that is going to be a good tester for Purdue. I know they beat the crap out of Texas Tech, but
yeah.
we'll see how they play against a better team there. I don't know who Purdue has really played. I don't know if they're really battle tested yet. I don't really remember. I know they played.
played
maybe,
They beat Bama by 7. And then,
okay, they played.
And then
Alabama,
they,
that's right.
you
that's
know,
right.
Texas Tech, but that was
Yeah.
But they what I saw, look, Arizona has to play Auburn and Alabama back to back.
Okay,
So-
Arizona's got some.
Yeah.
got
I mean,
some-
just like looking down, like I wrote some of the important games, like looking down, like we just said, Duke, Michigan State. Then Duke plays Texas Tech right after that. UConn and Florida, which probably won't be that good, to be honest. I think UConn's just gonna
Yeah, UConn's a little
make
too
good work
old.
of. Louisville has to play Indiana, which
Could be good. Is that
and
at
it could
Louisville or
be.
is that in Indiana?
I don't know.
That's gonna be in Indiana.
That's
Could
it's
it could,
tough to
it
get
could
a
be
win
a
in
trap game.
Indiana.
Could be a
Yeah.
Tough
trap
to get-
game.
That's on Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday slate's pretty huge.
I mean, that is.
I mean, tomorrow night we do have Gonzaga, Kentucky, but then it's
Yeah.
ball, more ball, and another ball game.
Yeah.
on
And
Saturday.
I don't even
Nightcap.
get into the college
I mean,
football
we won't be in
slate
bed
on-
till 1 because Auburn and Arizona tip off at 10 p.m.
Oh,
so.
we'll be there. We will be there to watch that. And yeah, these games are gonna be so good. I'm gonna make my prediction here for the Duke Michigan State game. I think Michigan State is gonna get a huge win. I think
Yeah.
they are up there with Michigan as the best team in the country.
They really
Duke-
haven't showed any weakness yet. either.
No,
Yeah.
neither has Duke, but Duke did show a little weakness there against a Florida team that
Yeah.
I mean, Cam Boozer had 29 points. Come on, he's going to be the best
Yeah.
player, but they did not shoot well at all,
Mhm.
and they let Florida stay in the game there in the second half. And
Yeah.
really, if it weren't for a couple calls, Florida might have won that game. So Michigan State has really shown how good they are, and I don't know. I mean, Caleb Foster, Duke starting running, or oh my goodness,
Running back?
starting
Running
point
back.
guard. He is a very good defender, so I like to see how he plays on Jeremiah Fears. But I don't know, man. I think Michigan State's gonna get a huge upset there and get a win, but I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, looking like at their scores, it seems like it's their defense more than anything. Like, I mean, we've had some smash mouth games here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think going into East Lansing and their defense and Tom Izzo's just every stat line you've said and Tom Izzo's experience. I think it's going to be a good game whether they win or lose. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to see Duke. I hate them. But I mean, I could see this. Yeah.
Definitely going to be Michigan State's a hard team to match up with
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Which is always hard when they're playing another team.
Mhm.
You normally end up playing Michigan State basketball if
Yeah.
you're playing Michigan State.
That's
they
real.
They normally dominate the pace of the game and the tempo. You go in there, you're definitely going to have to punch them in the teeth if you're going to want to beat that team.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree.
Yeah, it's
Watch
definitely
the
going to
series.
be Duke needs to get up early and set their pace from the get go, and
Yeah.
then just they cannot look away once
Yeah.
because if Michigan State takes over and sets the pace, then it's gonna be hard to beat them.
yeah,
So yeah,
closest game that they had was against Arkansas, and Arkansas is a team that they have a
Yeah.
lot of up tempo. They like to run.
yeah,
They're almost leading the nation in fast break points, and it was almost Michigan State's kryptonite, but
Yeah.
3-point ball game there still went Spartans' way. But
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with Duke. That's just a huge matchup.
That is
so,
going to be. I feel like that's going to tell the tale for both those teams going into the conference play here.
yeah.
yeah.
It's going to be exciting, and we haven't even started talking about a team like USC in the Big
Yeah.
Ten, who could be undefeated going into their game against Michigan here in early January, and that team is old. They looked a little bit rough against Oregon on Tuesday night, but I think that team can really make some noise in the Big Ten against these big powerhouse teams. Going into the other matchup, Purdue and Iowa State. I think Purdue just gets it done in there. I just think they're too good, man. I can't really bet against Purdue right now. I just can't.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a Big Ten homer. You can't bet against Purdue right now. They look too good. They look way too good, and I just don't see them losing. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, that one will definitely be a toss-up, but Purdue's they are really
Yeah.
good. I mean, they're number one for a reason, but honestly, I might have to throw this one to Iowa State.
I mean, they do. Have
They
to go into
just scored
Purdue.
132 points yesterday. It was against the nobody, but I
True.
mean,
It's
everyone
true.
on their team, their confidence has to be at 100 going into this ball game too. So
Yeah.
I could see it going Cyclone way, and I feel like Purdue just sometimes struggles in these big games.
I do agree there.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to see what happens too.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I have to just bring up, the humongous game tomorrow. That is Kentucky and Gonzaga.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
My
Go
well-being
right
is
into it.
I have the mortgage on this game, so my well-being.
No,
and
he actually
my-
doesn't because that's an
That's-
NCAA
yeah,
violation.
that's
all
Illegal.
jokes, all
Illegal.
jokes. No, I'm kidding. No, but actually though, like this is a huge game for both teams. If Kentucky falls to 5-4, then let's
Yeah, which I mean, Kentucky has a hard schedule coming up too. Just in
yeah.
the next
Oh yeah, it's
month here, they
Oh,
play
they're good.
Indiana and
Yeah.
then play St. John's and then play Alabama. So
yeah. Then they
I
go
mean,
straight into that's SEC
and
ball.
then
when they're
you're
playing.
into SEC ball
mean,
too.
Yeah.
So it's
they
gonna
gotta
be
go-
it's gonna be
They
hard.
also
go-
welcome in Bellarmine too. So don't even
Oh, you
forget that.
better watch
Yeah.
out, man.
no, that game. I mean, you never know. You just
You
never
never
know.
know.
Yeah, I
Right,
just,
go
I
ahead.
just, Mark Pope said a couple games ago after they lost to Michigan, I think it was after Michigan State. He's like, yeah, it's on me and we got to do better. So, he says we need to do better, but
We need to see
then you
them
go
do
and lose
better.
to North
man.
Carolina. So I mean, it's really just tomorrow is a big. I mean, it might be panic mode. I'm not gonna say that.
It might
But-
be. They might need to get.
Five
I think.
and
But
four.
like,
This is
but
a must
actually,
win.
no,
Four.
like,
I
yeah,
think
they
this is a
they
must
need
win.
to go in and they need to get. I mean, I would prefer if it was a big decisive win, but it's against Gonzaga, so I'm expecting it's not gonna be that. But it's been some of these games, like not Louisville and Michigan State, but they were with UNC the whole time, so I think, I mean, it's gonna be a shootout, but yeah, that's a must win for them, and even Gonzaga's they only have one loss too, so they're not. I mean, obviously they're not gonna want to lose, but they're gonna go in there scrappy, and yeah, it's just gonna be a really good game. So I'm pretty sure it's neutral though.
Yeah, I
Neutral?
think it's in
Yeah.
Nashville.
Yeah,
neutral?
it's in Nashville,
In
so
Nashville?
that's gonna be
That's big for
yeah.
Kentucky. That's big
Yeah.
for both teams, but
Yeah.
I think this is a must win for Kentucky here at 5-3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they lose to another ranked team,
because to be
Like,
completely
It'll
honest,
be hard to
like
go into play.
I mean, look when they go into SEC ball, like it's been the same for a while now. They're gonna play some of these random like Missouri, or they're gonna have to play Auburn, and even hell when they play Alabama and like some of these. Hell, Vanderbilt is
Yeah,
doing pretty
undefeated
good right
still,
now.
so-
So they're gonna be playing these teams, like they're gonna go on the road, and so they're gonna get a handful of losses, and then it's gonna come down to February and March, and they're gonna have 10, 15 losses. So these are like what we said earlier. You have to win some of these big games. You can't lose all these big ranked matchups and then hope to be good. Yeah, you just need to get this win tomorrow, and then look forward to they got to play Indiana soon. So it's just one game at a time now. I'm just one game at a time.
One game at a time. But I think this game means a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
saw hope when they played
The
North
Wildcats.
Carolina, but I mean, obviously we know how that went. So yeah, I just need them to get a win
Yeah.
here.
6-3 sounds pretty good, but 5-4 is a game away from
Yeah, no.
500, and then
Yeah.
you're just mediocre. So
Yeah, and at that point, after Bellarmine, I mean,
Yeah, I just
You-
need
that's a-
Otega away to go in there and put down 50, and
we
Yeah.
need. I mean, we need
Colin
Oweh.
Chandler's he's like second coming of Christ. Like the
He's-
white guys
he's
at
diff.
Kentucky, they lead me to
He's
happiness.
diff,
Like
man. I mean,
yeah,
he can turn around a game, but
yeah,
yeah, I think this is must win for Kentucky here, and
yeah.
I feel like there might be the only ranked team that's in like a must win here so far.
Yeah,
feel
I
like
mean,
a lot of the other
well,
teams.
St. John's,
St. John's
is on the
definitely
ropes.
in a must
Oh, St. John's
win.
definitely on the ropes. They're
Yeah.
4-3. But
Yeah.
I don't know who they played, and I don't know.
Okay, they
before we
haven't-
get into the Big
Looking
East.
down their schedule, so they lost to Alabama and Iowa State and Auburn, but like none of their wins have been like anything crazy. So it's like
no major wins.
They need
but
they need
they've
they're
lost
not
some
battle
games.
tested at all.
no,
Because they have lost. Well, they're battle tested because they played good teams, but they've
Yeah.
lost.
they've
And
lost.
they've come
Yeah.
out on the wrong end, man.
Yeah, they come out on the wrong
It's
end
like
of the battle.
every coach, especially this year, because there's been so many ranked matchups. Like every coach is saying, if they lose, well, we've gotten the experience and now we know what we need to fix. But then they go in and play another ranked team, and
Yeah,
whether
same
it's
result.
whether it's a 5-point game or they get blown out, it's the same thing. So it's like, how long can you keep saying this? As especially it's like these older coaches. Well, I mean, Mark, well, he coached at BYU, but him, and especially at St. John's, like Pitino. And then you look at these other, like you look at Michigan State, like Tom Izzo's getting it done. So like, what's the difference? Like, they both have experience. So it's just like, you keep saying the same thing. Eventually, you've got to do it, or it's
You gotta
do or
go get some
die.
wins,
Yeah.
man.
Big
You have to
problem
go
for
get some
St.
wins.
John's too has been the defense. They've given
Yeah.
up over 80 points in all three
Yeah.
of their losses and 103 to Alabama. And
Yeah.
I mean, they're not
Alabama's-
losing by a lot,
Yeah.
but you can't win a ball game if a team scores 103
That's
points.
true.
against
And
you.
Alabama plays the same as Arkansas.
It's
They
fast.
run and
It's
gun.
fast,
Run, gun,
and
and
it,
shoot.
yeah,
They shoot
yeah.
so much. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, for St. John's, defense was their thing last year, and now it's like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
defense has gotten a little bit worse, and we'll see how they play here down the stretch. And going to the Big East, there's not a lot of good teams in the Big
No,
East.
that's actually what makes
mean-
I wanted to bring that up. That's what makes the Big East fun, though, because there's not a lot of good teams. It's like them and even like the Big East and even like the bottom end of the Big Ten. Like they're all just kind of equally bad. So it's just a gauntlet because they all
It's
just
kinda
beat each
fun.
other.
It's looking
Yeah,
kinda
that's
fun.
that's I like watching Big East ball
Like,
just
bro,
because of that reason. Like
if you're not watching freaking Wisconsin, Minnesota on a random Wednesday night at 9:30, then what are you doing? If you're
Yeah.
not up at midnight in November watching games, don't be coming to me in March, all right?
Yeah.
Like you don't understand when I have to go watch freaking Thad Matta and the boys have to go play Creighton on the road, and you're not watching that ball game. Don't try and speak
Shame,
to me about who's gonna win the national title. I don't
Shame.
want to hear it.
that's the thing too, because when I have to make my bracket come March and I have to pick, every single game, I haven't seen, Creighton play against Little Sisters of the Poor. Like I need to
You
have
need knowledge.
I need
man.
a scouting report so I
Yeah,
know.
I do. You do.
Like, yeah,
You have to know how everybody is playing, especially the lower teams, the teams that get in as like 8 or 9 seeds that might be able to
yeah.
push for a Sweet 16 spot there, and you just never know, man. I mean, that is the beauty of college basketball. It's so fun. You just never know, and you always have to watch every game.
Yeah, speaking of the Big East, shout out to Will Nagley real quick. Humongous crosstown shootout tomorrow for the Musketeers taking on the Bearcats. That's the biggest game of the season.
Cincy Xavier, man.
That's the biggest game of the
Cincinnati-
season.
oh.
Like they lost that last year, and they're
Dude, Cincinnati played really well against Louisville. I think
yeah.
that might
Xavier,
be
Xavier has not been playing very good
That
this year, but
That might be
that's
a-
always a good game.
that might
it's
be a
always
get
a
out
good
of here
game.
by the first half. type
Yeah,
game.
it
Well,
probably
yeah,
will be.
That's Patino's son over there, right?
Steven, yeah.
Yeah, old Indiana coach there.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched a couple of their games, and they haven't looked that good. But yeah, I mean,
Some of those teams from the Big East have definitely fallen off a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Seton Hall, man,
Villanova,
Seton Hall. Seton Hall's
okay.
actually pretty
They're
good.
decent. They're
Yeah,
decent.
this
They're
year,
decent.
but I
They're
mean,
decent.
Xavier, Villanova,
Yeah,
some of those
Villanova,
teams,
they only have one loss. They
played
their one
nice.
loss. Yeah, their one loss is to
The
the
only
only
game
good
that they
team they've played.
yeah.
But they do play somebody good, I think, on Saturday that I haven't checked out. It might be like Michigan or something.
I
Or
wrote
they
that on
do play
here.
Michigan at some point. I'm pretty sure.
They play Michigan, and Michigan plays them 2 games. So I
Yeah.
don't know Villanova's
That'll
schedule,
be-
but
That'll be a good game to see where Villanova is there. But you're right. The Big East has really lost their sauce here in the last couple of years. They used
Yeah.
to be really good with Villanova, UConn, Seton Hall, Creighton. St. John's was even in there a little bit, and like even Butler, man, they were always like a 7 to 10 seed there. But they have really lost their sauce the last couple of years, and I don't really know if they're gonna get much better.
yeah, I mean, I think we could see a handful of teams go to the tournament. I mean, obviously UConn is gonna run the Big East. I mean, maybe we could see like 1 or 2 other teams, but yeah, I mean, it's just.
I mean, St. John's will get in.
Yeah, St. John's is gonna get in, and maybe like what you said, a lower seed. But yeah, I mean, they all just beat up on each other, so then it just makes it
Yeah.
fun to watch.
It makes it fun to. I mean, I think the Big East is a gauntlet for sure.
Yeah,
A lot of these lower conferences are so fun to watch, man. They really are. But we can go right in and we can just make a little like national championship pick here to end the episode and who we think is really gonna go far. I mean, as biased as I am, man, I think I'm gonna have to go with the Wolverines here. I think they can get it done and get there. I think they can at least make it to the Final Four. That's like my number one Final Four pick is Michigan and Michigan State, really. But I think Michigan seems built to win a national title this year with Dusty May, with Elliot Cadeau, with the Axel guy that they got out of the transfer portal. I think they're really good. So that would be my very early season national championship pick. But you guys can take over.
I mean, I'm gonna have to agree with you with both Michigan and Michigan State. But I mean, it wouldn't hurt me to throw a Houston in there for a Final Four, at least an Elite Eight. They always seem to pull it together when they need to, and they're also one of those few teams in today's game that I feel like really sit down and play defense and can pull out quality wins. I mean,
I agree.
Their only loss is 1 point against Auburn, and they only let Auburn, who's the fastest team in the nation, only score 73 points, which isn't a lot for a team that averages a third of their points on fast break. So.
I agree.
Kentucky's winning the entire thing. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I think
it's a massive.
No, I'm joking. I like Arizona. Like I said earlier, I think they're going to go far. I think that Purdue down the stretch is going to be a little overrated. Hot take.
Ooh, hot take.
No, I mean they're going to probably make it to the Elite Eight at least, and maybe they'll see them in the Final Four. But no, I'm hot on Arizona, and I mean you made good points about Michigan and Michigan State. I would love to see Tom Izzo get a ring. Like that would make me so happy, and I think they have it in the cards to do it. I mean everything I've seen from Duke, I mean they've been tested a little, like they've had some close games.
Definitely been tested.
But yeah, I mean like I have faith in them to go far and get it done. And then you know what Henry said about Houston, like yeah, I mean their defense just always seems to be there when they need to. Even BYU, you know, I think BYU could. They're kind of under people's radars right now, but I think they could go and make a run for it. I mean, even North Carolina, like I think they could make a good run too. Yeah, I mean, I think there might be a couple sleeper teams that sneak in, but I think it's going to be the same as the most part for last year. It's probably going to be 1s and 2 seeds in the Final Four. Yeah. Everything we've seen so far, like it's been these big schools against big schools, and you know it's going to be the same for the tournament. Like probably don't expect a lot of upsets down the stretch, but you know it's going to be cinema when you watch 4 1 seeds or a 2 seed play a 1 seed. It's going to be a good game either way. Yes, I mean it's going to be one of these big schools. I'm pretty sure that's going to get the chip.
I think and I really agree with that. I think everybody was so up in arms about there's no upsets. Then we get to see all the better teams play each other.
Yeah, I mean I think
like you get to see the Final Four. Both those games were cinema. The national championship, cinema. Like all of those games were so good, must watch down to the very final wire because those were the 4 best teams in the country last year. And it could be the same thing this year. Like I want to see freaking Michigan, Arizona in the Final Four. That would be cinema to me. Koa Pete versus Axel, like that game would be insane in the Final Four. Or I even want to see like maybe a North Carolina and a Michigan State or something like that. Or even like a Purdue St. John's or Purdue Houston. Like those games, that's cinema, you know? And I love upsets as much as the next person, but I like to see the better teams play the better teams as well. So that's why I'm not very mad about these better teams making it. And I think I agree with JP. And this year is another year where I don't think we're gonna see a lot of upsets here. We might see like maybe a 7 or 6 seed like Syracuse make it to like the Sweet 16. Other than that, like I'm not gonna see much teams getting upset here.
Another thing I forgot to bring up, UConn and Louisville. I think UConn, you know, I think they're gonna get it done late, and I think they're gonna be good. But but Louisville, you know what? Just with that loss, I think they're gonna learn, and they're probably gonna get a couple more losses. I mean, they have to play ACC ball, so they're gonna have to go up against Duke and North Carolina and a couple other teams. But I think they're gonna get a couple more losses, but they're gonna be able to build off of that. And I have a feeling they're gonna go deep. And I mean, they probably won't win, but I'd be excited to see them in the Final Four, Elite Eight. Yeah,
it's gonna be cinema, really. Because any of these top 25 teams you can say can make it really far, and that's what makes it so fun. Even a team like Kansas, we haven't even talked about that much. If they get Darren Peterson back, like that team could make a huge run, and that's what's so much fun about college basketball is all these matchups that you could get in the tournament or even before the tournament in like these conference tournaments or during the conference play. Like that's what's so much fun. But I think that's all we were gonna hit. I think
Yeah.
That was good. If you
Thank
guys
you,
have
Brandon.
Yeah,
any
no,
last
that's,
thoughts here on, hey, go Bucks. I think I hope Ohio State makes
State, baby.
at least makes the tournament this year. That's
Yeah.
all I want from the boys this year. If not, I think we probably need to move on and find a new coach here. I think Diebler's a really good recruiter, but I don't think Jay Diebler's the best coach. So I think we need to go get an actual coach and keep Diebler in as like an assistant coach.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, go Bucks, go
Yeah.
Wildcats.
Yeah, if we don't have
Wildcats is like my
if we don't
third
have
team.
another episode, just nuts because Kentucky loses tomorrow and I'm missing. So yeah,
He'll be gone. He'll be gone. If we do have another episode, it'll be movies. So
Mhm.
we'll hear about that. But if no other thoughts, we can go ahead and get out of here. And
Yep.
thanks again. Oh, thanks again for tuning in to Sheboygan Talks. Stay tuned for episode number 3, where we will be ranking our top 10 movies. And once again, don't forget to watch sports.